What's intro?
I think I need a bigger intro, mate. I think I need a bigger intro. Needs to go about 24 hours, I think. How you doing, Jez, mate? How you
I'm
doing?
all good, man. All good. Watched you earlier. Nice watch along with
Cheers,
your
bro.
game. Nice intro that as well, by the way.
Cheers, man. I think it's a bit long. I think it's a bit long. I mean, it's weird because, like, like when you're sat in the chat and you listen to people talking.
Mm.
Well, no, sorry. When you sat in the chat and you're waiting for a show to start, you know, I don't know. It's weird because when you're actually, I don't fucking know. Anyway, it's weird.
I don't think it's that long.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, Lee's one's what 4 minutes 45.
Mm.
So I don't think it's that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the music. I like the music. So yeah, it's entertaining. How are you anyway, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, yeah. Um, busy week actually this week. I've had a busy week doing stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I was thinking actually Monday. The favourite part of the Olympics starts for me Monday evening, the velodrome, the indoor cycling stuff. So I might do watch alongs for it, which would be
Why
different,
not? I
you
don't.
know.
Is there anybody else that does that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I don't know f all about it. I'm no expert, right? I really am not. I don't really understand sometimes what's going on. Um, but I just thought, why not? I enjoy it. Um,
I've got something to say on that, Jez.
sorry.
Most people that have YouTube channels aren't experts in what they're talking about. So what the fuck does that matter?
So I thought, yeah, why not? It starts, I think, 7 o'clock
Mm.
Monday night till about 10 o'clock. It's all the qualifying and this, that, and the other. Um,
Mm.
I just find it fascinating. I really
I,
do.
I I hear what you're saying, but personally, this is gonna really like go down a route now. I think the Olympics needs to be boycotted because what they did, and I am a I am a religious person, believe it or not, and I think what they did to the Last Supper was absolutely disgraceful, and having male boxers beating women up, I
Oh,
think is
yeah. Wow.
disgraceful. So I
Mm,
think the whole thing needs to be cancelled. Personally,
that's
not
that.
cancelled, but
Bad.
it's disgusting. So
Yeah,
I've got not got much time for it, bro. To be honest.
that lady boxer got certainly hurt there.
Mm.
Proper hurt.
Disgusting, mate. I've seen it in the MMA where you've got a man who used to be a woman. No, a woman who used to be a man. Well, not used to be a man. They're still a man, and they're beating up women, and it's basically abuse on the TV, and it's disgusting. There's no excuse for it. No excuse for it at all.
I must be. I don't agree with it on that scale. Um, no, I think that's all wrong. Totally wrong.
Mm.
But that's the modern world. I'm sad to say, mate. That's
Yeah.
how we live in. Like tonight, it's all kicking off
Oh,
in
yeah.
England, riots, and cars being set alight, and all this. Dear God, what is this country coming to?
To
Seriously.
be, to be quite honest, yes, again, it will be another sort of like controversial thing. I get it. People are angry. Somebody's just got in and killed three children who were dancing to Taylor Swift, and basically, and injured probably 10 more, and one or two adults and stuff like that. I get the anger. I 100% get the anger. I feel the anger myself.
Mm.
But the thing is like there's a way of doing it and there's a way of not doing it. And most of the people like that I follow want to sort of do it in a peaceful way. But then if you look at the biggest problem is just is whenever one of these things happens, the media only looks at one part of it. Because I was watching it the other day, I was watching it live in London, and I watched the Southport one. I I've heard different stories that they was part of a different crew and all this kind of stuff. I don't really know a lot about that, so I'm not going to go on about that. But the thing is in London, all I saw was peaceful people just wanting change. Yeah, there was a few. Every single one of the media YouTubes was showing people kicking off and all this that and the other, which is what the media do. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this country that just believe what the media shows them instead of what's actually the reality. And I watched the people that actually video it outside of that, yeah, and it was peaceful. And it wasn't peaceful. It was peaceful up to the point where, what can you explain something to me, Jez? If people turn up peaceful to a protest, why are the police in riot gear?
Well, this is a whole thing open for debate, isn't it? Now,
Mm-hmm.
is because that to me incites trouble,
Mm-hmm. Of course it
uh,
does. Of course it
and
does.
that says to me the police are expecting trouble. If you turn up dressed like that, then you're going to get trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People say, "Well, why are you dressed like this for our protest? What if you want to call it? But you haven't done it for another one."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is where it's all wrong. I'm sorry, but
Two-tier policing.
let's not get into it too much because it's too political.
To me, I'll be honest with you, Jez. This is what the pub's all about. This is
If you
what
want to talk
I
about it, we'll
created
talk about
this
it.
channel. This is what I created this channel for, so that I could do this. So it will be something that I will be speaking about and talking about and stuff like that. And I want to get sort of your view on it because Keir Starmer has come out today and said basically that we're not interested. We don't care. We don't care about people getting knifed. We don't care about any of that. We don't care about the knife crime or anything like that. All we care about is the far right that's trying to protest. Yeah? And
How
I'm sorry, but that sounds to me like a totalitarian government type of communism type of thing to me.
no, I'm with you on that. Look, Keir Starmer, mate, is a complete fraud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What they're doing is they're almost condoning not violence, but they're condoning
Evening, bummer.
what is coming to this country.
Yeah.
With the illegal immigrants and this, that, and the other. It's going to become a totalitarian state.
Of course it is. But
Uh,
that's kind of down to us. But
I mean, already Labour, right, are turning the corner in the fact of they're going to scrap the what is it, the heating bill thing for pensioners. It's going to be means tested now.
Yeah.
In the winter, and you know very well they're going to pop taxes up. You know they're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is exactly what I didn't want, and I didn't vote for Labour, unfortunately, I have to say, because I could see what's going to come.
To be quite honest with you, Jez, I think if they can fix a American vote, then I think they can easily fix a English one as well. This is all part of an agenda to basically lead to a civil war, and I think that's exactly what they are doing. I mean, that to me that makes complete sense what they're actually trying to do. There's a two-tier policing system going on at the moment, and it's disgusting.
They want a republic, right? That's what they want. They want a republic.
They want a one-world government, mate.
Yes. I mean, it's going to end in complete drama because why? How do we know all these people are right wing?
Exactly. You don't
know that.
But if you've got it's exactly the same, Jez, As if you've got an issue with the new Arsenal shirt that's from Africa. If you don't like it, you're a racist. There's there's no point of you not liking the shirt. You've got to be a racist if you don't like it.
I don't like the shirt. I think it's shit.
I don't like the shirt. It's crap.
I think it's a piss take.
Mm.
And I've said this so many times, the Jetty and Pez show. I've said this so many times, right? If we've got a sponsor on our left arm, right, on that shirt, then go and play in Rwanda, right? Go down there and do a tour. They won't because there's no money.
Well, I'm not sure to do that now because the guy that actually went and killed the 3 girls and attacked the 10 people, which, I raise a glass and, I know that's not the right thing to do, but angels in heaven, and that is disgusting. I mean, and that guy was from Rwanda, although apparently he's Welsh because he lived in Welsh for a long time. He wasn't Welsh at all. The guy needs to burn. He needs to burn at the end of the day. We've got people in charge now. I personally don't think that many people voted for Labour. I think he got in based on the fact that this is all set up anyway. And I think this is like leading on to a civil war. I've been saying it for years now. I've been saying it since I was 15. I knew what was coming. I knew all this was coming. Believe it or not, I knew all this was coming. Yeah. And the thing is, the only people to blame, and you're not going to like this, but I'm going to say it anyway. A lot of people in the chat ain't going to like it, but I'm going to say it anyway. The only people to blame is the British people. Because as soon as they started to do this, you should have fucking been out on the streets and you should have said, no, we're not having this.
Well, unfortunately, we're stuck with it now.
Oh, yeah, because, yeah, exactly. We are stuck with it now.
Keir Starmer is not, and all that crew, they've cancelled trying to get these illegals out to Rwanda. That's stopped. And we got to put up with it because they're not stopping them coming across the channel.
No.
Right? So why are we bothering paying the French anything? Because they're not doing it. And at the end of the day, they're just going to keep coming and coming and coming, and we're going to put them up in hotels. And why are we going to be was it 10,000 homes per town?
Yeah. So the plan is to build 1 billion homes so we can have 1 billion of those people here. Look, at the end of the day, I've got no doubt. You know what? If you're stupid enough to call me a racist because I don't want women raped on the street and I don't want fucking people fucking living in fear in this country, then fine. Okay, call me that. Whatever. I've always been the kind of person, since ever I started this, to say it exactly the way I see it. Yeah? If I was a racist, you would know. You would fucking know about it. I wouldn't be on any streams with anybody of a different colour or anything like that. I wouldn't do that. So trust me, you would know. You know me, Jez. I don't fuck about when I've got something to say. So there's no way on this planet I could be that. And the thing is, they hide behind that fucking fact, and they hide behind all these fucking things. That you're this, you're this, you're this, is that, and the other. You know, and it just winds me up because this is all by design. They have designed this. This is the way it's supposed to go.
The majority of these people that come on the little boats are young males. That's the majority. Yes, there are. Yes, there are children.
Young fighting males.
I feel very sorry for them if they've been displaced from their homes, countries, whatever. And I haven't got a problem with that if they're of value to this country. But the fact they're put in hotels and we're having to pay for them and they're doing nothing, they've got no jobs. There's lots of jobs out there to be done.
Yeah.
But the big question is this. We've got a lot of our own national English, Welsh, Scottish people, Irish, who are homeless. living on the streets, ex-servicemen, ex-service women. They, I'm afraid, should have priority. They are the ones, they should be in hotels as well. If we can afford to stop these takeover hotels, right? And I saw yesterday, I watched a show. It was, I forget what city it's in. It was an immigrant hotel. It's now been emptied. Yeah. And the hotel owner, it's a Great Western hotel, by the way, right? It's now been paid for by the government to have it refurbished.
Yeah.
And this,
it's like they're trying to wind us up.
And the manager, right, of that place was trying to justify it by saying, well, we've had all these people staying here. We need now to refurb the hotel. Well, Great Western, you're a bloody disgrace for doing it in the first place.
I'll be honest with you, Jez. If I was Prime Minister right now, I would wait for 6 days for that guy who went in there and killed those children. I would wait for 6 days until he's 18, and I would murder the motherfucker. And I would murder him in the middle of the fucking street so everybody could fucking watch it. Because, I know we've got the death penalty thing and all this and that, but trust me, I would make it fucking right. And I would murder that bastard in the worst way fucking possible.
The death penalty for a definitive, unquestionable crime, and this is one in case, right? There's no uncertainty. He's done it. He should be hung. I haven't got a problem with that. I mean, you can still get done for high treason. You can still hang for that. High treason, you can still hang, right? If you blow up the King's shipyards, you can get hung for that.
Yeah.
It's high treason. So this case, this guy there's no uncertainty what he did. He should be hung.
Yeah, but mate, I agree. Me personally, I think you're being a little bit kind there, because me personally, if I was in charge, I would put him in the middle of the street, stretched out, and I would rip his arms and legs off and make him scream when every single thing happened. That's pretty much what I would do.
Hang, draw, and quarter him.
Not even that, mate. I'd just rip him apart. One arm, 10 minutes, then another arm. I would make that guy pay. Big stuff. Big up Scott Kirk. The scary thing is passports thrown in the sea, so can't be traced. This is national score and we have a right to speak up. We stopped this moustache man in the war from landing on the beaches. And now, exactly, yeah, put on the rack. Look, I am not going to hide away from this. I'm not going to hide away from anything. You know me. That's the way I am. That's why it's keep it real, keep it yay. I'm not going to hide away from any of this. These bastards need to absolutely pay for what they're doing. And there's a lot of things that's going off in this country right now. A lot of things. And trust me.
That soldier officer
fucking sorted out.
Got stabbed in Kent outside his house.
Yeah, exactly. Big up, Dal. We've had so many stabbings in the last, 24, 28 hours in this country. Look at the fucking guys in Manchester that beat the shit out of that fucking female copper and broke a fucking nose. They're not even getting fucking tried. They're getting dealt with as the fucking what do you call it? The fucking victims. They weren't fucking victims. These wankers that you put in charge are fucking us up.
It's a disgrace, man. I mean, this is not the country I grew up in as a little kid.
No, nowhere near.
I was chatting to my sister yesterday. I spent the day with my sister, and we were talking about this exact subject. We went out for a bit of lunch and everything, and she said, when we were kids, right, we used to go out and play, and all the kids in the street would be out in the street playing or up in the park.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and the park was probably a quarter of a mile away.
Mm.
Right, and our parents never had any worries about what we were doing or who was around or anything like that. And
No.
yet you'd leave the front door open.
Yeah, you would.
Literally, you'd leave the front door open, and kids would be in and out of
Yeah,
each other's houses.
100%.
No worries about any weirdos or anybody coming to nick shit out off your house. It was a community, right? And people all watched out for everyone.
Mm.
If you were out in the street or up in the park, because it's a community, there's always somebody walking a dog you knew, or there was somebody reading a book on a park bench, and they'd know who everybody was. So if there's anything strange going on, they'd be straight on it.
Mm.
Be straight
Yeah.
and back in those days, you had policemen on the beat.
Mm.
We used to know our local Bobby, right? Then he'd come up. He was a sergeant, and he'd walk around and he'd have a chat with you,
Back
say
in
how
the set.
what's going on and all this and all that. You don't get that no more. You just don't see it anymore. It's all people get in the house, shut their doors out of fear, and you don't hardly know it. No neighbours know anybody because it's all get indoors, shut your door, close your curtains, and that's it. And get out the next morning, get in your car, get the train, whatever, and off you go. It's a bloody joke now. It's an absolute joke. Scott, you're totally right, mate. Never lock the house and be in when the street lights go on. The good old days. That's how it was. In the summertime, we'd go out. Me and my mates would go out with a football or on our bikes. We'd go up to the park, and we'd be up there all day. Summer holidays. In the summer holidays, your mum or whoever make you a packed lunch, and your mum and my dad would say, right, you'd be back home by no later than 9 o'clock. When it was just starting to get a little bit dark. So you be home by 9 o'clock or you're in trouble. And you'd be there. You'd be home at 9 o'clock or before, yeah, and you'd be out all day. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, you'd all go out, walk up to the park or walk up or ride up on your bikes, and you'd be out playing football or climbing bloody trees or making camps, things like that.
Mm. Yeah.
You don't see that no more.
Do you not? Yeah, I'm sorry though, Jez. Do you not think that we're to blame? Because, like, from the age of 15, I've always turned around and said that, the government hasn't got your back. And my granddad used to talk about it all the time. What's coming? I mean, believe it or not, I've known all this is coming for a long time, and I know what's coming afterwards as well, and it ain't nice. And the thing is like from the point of like council tax, yeah, nobody stuck together.
Yeah.
Nobody sticks together in this country. Everybody turns around and says, "Lest we forget, lest we forget, lest we forget," and then they sit down, watch fucking X Factor, and they forget in that next second. Everybody does it in this country. Everybody's always done it in this country, and that is the reason we are in the situation now. As soon as they fucking was starting to open the borders and all that kind of stuff, which is it's been going on for ages. Gangs have been doing it, all that kind of stuff, but it's been at a minuscule. As soon as they do, the problem what we've done and we've made it ourselves, we've turned around to the government and said, "You rulers, so you do what you like," and that is the fucking problem that we've created. We've created it ourselves. Because as soon as that started, we should have been out in force on those fucking streets and said, "No, we're not having this. You don't belong in this fucking country. You've got fucking, if you're not getting background checked, you ain't getting in here." And that's it. So I'm sorry, but the problem is all on us.
Fact, agree. I mean, there's things. I mean, at Christmas time, when I went up to meet up with my old boys, old friends for Christmas do, the amount of beggars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not real beggars.
Nah.
You can tell they're not. There's one woman, right? I actually said to her, how come you're begging? And she was Romanian or Bulgarian or whatever the fuck. And I said, well, if you're a beggar, how come you got all your nails done? You know, you can see she had it all manicured, all nicely done, beautiful. I'm thinking, I said, you're taking the fucking piss.
Mm.
I ain't got time for that sort of thing. And
No.
when we walked across London Bridge, right, you had these other people playing that 3-cup game.
Yeah.
You know, that one, that con artist game. You know, I'm thinking, and I thought, there's police are around and they're doing nothing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, though.
You go around Borough Market, right, in London, yeah, really nice place, nice, proper market, nice restaurants, bars, all that. It's really, really, if you remember, that's where that trouble happened, that those guys try to kill people and all that. Right? There's police hanging around, right? There's police patrolling. They don't do anything with these beggars. They don't tell them to fuck off.
I think the biggest problem is, Jez, if, say, for instance, I went out tomorrow and had a fight with a Asian guy or a black guy, yeah, the police, the way they're working at the minute, would straight away make me the issue.
Yes, you would be the one who's the problem.
If they attack me, then and I fight back, I will be the issue. Yeah?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, but that is a fucking problem. And that is a problem that we should have sorted out a long, long time ago. Yeah? Because if somebody comes for me, I'm going to go for them. I don't give a fuck who you are.
You can't say this because we are being racist.
I'm saying it. I'm saying it. Because that's the way it goes.
I'm just saying. People would call us being racist.
Mate, I would turn around to those people. If somebody turned around and said that to me, I would turn around to them and say, watch every single one of my YouTube videos. Every single one of them. I mean, I don't put you through that fucking torture. But, you know, everything, if I've got something to say, I'll say it. If I was racist, you would know it. 100%. I've never held anything back. Anything.
Well, here's another question I'm going to ask you. Slightly off topic, but it's sort of linked. This week, there's been 3 Stop Oil protesters sent to prison.
Yeah.
Quite rightly, because they disrupted 25. And one of those entitled little cows, mothers, right, did a press conference saying it's about her right to do this, right to do that. Because that mother thinks you can tell she comes from money, right? And that little bitch, right, is stopped people getting to doctor's appointments or whatever important.
That just makes me
say. She's now saying, this mother is now saying, well, it stopped her right of speech. Fucking good luck. Because at the end of the day, you've ruined a lot of people's lives. There's people, right, who are going, that one woman who was going to her mother or father's
I think, to be honest, Jez, I think they should send the fucking parents down as well, because you created that fucking monstrosity.
I'll be honest with you, mate, I felt, I'll tell you what, if I'd ever come across a stop the oil protester, right, I'd have just driven through them. Not at speed. Not at speed. Not at speed. I would have
you know what? You've got more fucking generosity than me, because I've said to no end of people. I think there's a certain thing in life that sort of saves you from yourself, you know, because I've always said if I was driving and I had to be somewhere, you know, like fucking to my mum's fucking in the hospital and on her last legs or something like that, and you're on that road doing this, just stop oil. It's just stop your life, because I'm driving straight over you. I don't give
you end up in prison.
I know, I get it, but it's just, and I think that's the point I'm making. I think there's certain things in life that does actually sort of save you from yourself. You know my situation. I'm not going to go into it. A lot of people do, but I'm not going to go into it. I've never been a driver or anything like that. There's certain things I think you don't do for a reason. Because if you did, you'd probably be that kind of person. Oh, let me just read this chat. Scott, this is generation never gets told no. 100%. 100%. You know what? The thing is, Scott, this is all by design, man. This is all by design. And I've been saying it for fucking years, and nobody's listened to me. I'm in New Zealand now. I was from Sleaford, Lincolnshire. I could drive 4 hours in my car here and not see one police car. No, but that's the first thing they did. They took the police off the street. If they had as many police on the street as what they had fucking arresting people in London the other day, that fucker don't get near them with a machete. It's just bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Ladies and gents, big up Adama. Big up chaps. Can't come on as I'm bed. Got work early in the morning. No worries up for us, man. Well, I'll drop you the link just in case you want to drop on. Got 3 SR just, but pleased he will get to play. Absolutely. 100%. Up for something that shocked me was a case study. Can't remember what year it was, for that thousands more people were getting arrested in the UK for speaking their mind on the internet than there were. Yeah, because he's coming for people on social media as well. This guy's a fucking absolute arsehole. And I'm sorry, the king's a cunt as well. Don't like him either.
This country is getting more like the fabled book 1984, where your speech, George Orwell's book, where your speech, your right to speak is being closed down.
100%. 100%.
You wait and see. You wait and see. Under this clown of a prime minister we're going to get, right? It will be the case where it will be welcoming all the boat people.
Yeah.
It will be.
Look, I've got no issue with somebody coming to this country because of their life's not great. I've got no issue with that whatsoever. Let's make this clear. I've got no issue with that. But when you come in here and you're not getting checked and you're a fucking rapist, and I'll probably get kicked for that. Fuck them. I don't care. If you're a rapist, if you've been a murderer and all this, that and the other, if you don't get checked, then I have to look at the people that's not checking you. You know?
I agree. And it's not just that. I mean, I don't know how true this is, but that 17-year-old, apparently they said there was no link to terrorism, but now possibly there may be. And this is a problem. And did you see that Starmer has released that cleric that was in prison for what's the term, for where they
Chowdhury.
Sorry?
Chowdhury.
No, where they what's the term? Where they
Back in the set.
Where they basically I can't think the bloody term, man. Well, they basically changed people's minds into the way of Muslim, Islamic. Is I can't think the name of the bloody term now, but he's been released from prison. Why? Why is he being released from prison? Yeah, Sharia law, hot fuzzy. Yeah, seriously, man. We sent our soldiers to Afghanistan, right, and lost thousands of them to actually fight against this. And we now got a bloody prime minister who is actually releasing these people back out into the community. It's a bloody disgrace. Radicalised. Well done, Aaron. Well done. That's it. Radicalised. Well done. That's the term. Yeah, he radicalised people, and he was stuck in prison, and now he's been released by bloody Keir Starmer. What does that tell you? What does
Keir
that?
Starmer let Jimmy Savile go when they knew exactly what he was doing. So Keir Starmer was never a good idea for this country. So everybody, if you voted Labour, you're a piece of shit, and you deserve to get exactly what's fucking coming to you.
That cleric that's been released, mate, he should be fucking shot.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The trouble is with this country, yes, is everybody turns around and says, "Lest we forget," and then shows they forgot in the next 5 minutes of their lives. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's the fucking problem.
I'm sorry, but when you have these people come to this country and they go around and abuse our war memorials, like not last year, the year before, you had these English defence people defending Winston Churchill's monument in Hyde Park. Well, good luck to them, and quite right they should.
Yeah.
Because at least they've got pride in their country, and you've got these little mugs that have come over it, and they're having to go about Winston Churchill and our heritage. If you don't like it, fuck off. Go back to your own country then, if you don't like it, because we don't want you here either.
It's absolutely fucking pathetic, to be honest. Sharia law, yeah, 100%. Radicalise. I'm indoctrinating. They're electing local officials in places around the country in smaller councils that want to bring in Sharia law. They actually want to feel the fall of the West. 100%. I don't know if you guys do this or if you look into this, but Nostradamus, I think it was, said that in 2025 Britain's rivers will run red with blood, with a person who is the main person, the head of it, wearing a turban. Now, I'm not sure about a turban because that's more the Sikhs, and I don't think the Sikhs are all about this. The thing is, what you've got to understand is what they're trying to do, and it's what they've done all the time. Yeah, they're always trying to divide us. If it's not dividing us against workers, against people that aren't working, it's against blacks and it's against whites. Now they've got the gay against straights. They're always trying to divide us all the time. Religion was created to divide us.
The majority of legal immigrants, I'm talking legal, they want to join society. They want to be here. I know some people. I know them.
I think there is good people. There is good people.
Very nice people. I haven't got a problem. Very nice people, right? It's only the extremists, of which is a minority.
Yeah.
It's a very small minority. But it's like that girl, wasn't it, that went out, what's her name? Shireen, whatever bloody name.
Big something,
and she wanted to come back. No, fuck off. You went out there. You went out there, married a terrorist, right? We have had a war with that terrorist, defeated them, and now they're back in power. And you want to come to this country? No. And yet she got government aid in her court case.
Yeah, 100%.
What the fuck is with that?
100%.
They are people that I've got no time for. The majority of these people, right, who have come to this country legally, right, they want to interact in society. They want to be part of the community.
The problem is they always put them into. See, people nowadays want to box you. They want to box you. You know, it's like, oh, what's Yeti all about? Oh, wait a minute, let me listen to Yeti. Oh, he loves forest. So right, he's in the forest box, and then he's in this box, and he's in this box. Because I don't think people are that intelligent to work out somebody, so they like to sort of put them in boxes, and sort of do it that way. And I think it's absolutely disgraceful. I don't fit in any box. I don't fit in any box. I'll think whatever I want to think, and if you don't like it, I don't give a fuck.
Mm.
I'm not bothered. I've said it time and time again. I don't give a fuck about the subs or anything like that. I don't fit in any fucking box. So don't try to box me because you will fail. Because you'll never put me in a box. And it's just people seem to like to do that. And Aaron, if you want to come on, mate, just get me on Instagram, LongHaired Yeti, get his cam set up and all that kind of stuff. And I'll drop you the link in Instagram because he's trying to set up a channel. So, I love this kind of stuff because this is what the pub's all about. It's not just about football. Yes, it might have a Forest shirt in the background, but this is what the pub's all about. I want to find out what people think in the chat and yourself, what your sort of point of view is as well. And Oxford says there is zero problem with people from other cultures coming to the UK so long as they contribute to the GDP. Big respect to them. My biggest issue is those that our country as the enemy. Mate, you can never have people coming into your country that don't get fucking checked. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can't have that. And it's making the women fucking fair. It's fucking disgusting.
Australia,
I would.
New Zealand got it right.
Mm-hmm.
You try and get Australia, man. If you're not like basically British or colonial, it's damn near impossible to get in. You've got to prove your worth. You've got to prove that you can actually support yourself and that you can get a job. Otherwise, you ain't getting in.
Mm-hmm.
Same as New Zealand. Fact. My son lives in New Zealand. When he got his job and he was moved out there, he still, even though he works for a major multi-billion-pound international company, he still had to prove his worth.
Yeah.
If he had a criminal record, he wouldn't have got in. Even though he worked for that company, they would have said, "No, you ain't coming in here." Same, you America, mate. If you've got a serious crime record, you can't get a visa to get in America.
What the fuck is wrong with these people though? Because if I was all of a sudden taken from this country to another country, I would have the utmost respect for the country I was dropped into.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're not checking these people's backgrounds.
No, because we just let anybody walk in the back door, right? And I know this is a shouldn't say this really, right? But we defended our beaches.
Whatever you've got to say, man.
We defended our beaches in World War II.
Yeah.
Right? We can't defend our beaches now because the French aren't doing us a favour. The fucking RNLI rescue them. And I used to support the RNLI, and I don't anymore. I cancelled it. Well, you're actually helping these people. And our fucking Navy. Why aren't they towing the boats back to French territorial waters?
Because, right, let me explain something to you. This is all a plan. This is all a well-designed plan. It's got nothing to do with, like, why are they not doing this? Why are they not doing that? Keir Starmer is a puppet. The same as Rishi Sunak was. Yeah? They are puppets. And they're puppets to the WEF. Yeah? The World Economic whatever it's called, the WEF. Yeah, this guy Klaus Schwab turned around and said, the world needs a grand reset. Yeah, and his grand reset was part of the COVID thing. The COVID thing was part of it. The COVID thing. Listen to me. Listen to me. Right. The COVID thing was part of seeing how many people would fall for it. The COVID thing was part of how many people would fall for it and how many people would fear. Because the people that's in charge of you rules by bringing something, solving it, and showing that they're worth. And the thing is, with our government right now, is they have sold out so many fucking times in our past. How people don't fucking realise it is beyond me. It really is beyond me because I've seen it from fucking an early age, a very early age. I've been called a fucking wacko all my fucking life because why I don't know. I mean, well, I understand why they call me a wacko, but why I realise these things and why I see these things, that makes no sense. But I have seen these things all the time, Jez. I've seen these. We've had arguments so many times on money and stuff like that. Money is the fucking thing what they're using. All anybody's interested in is making money. They're not interested in speaking truths. They're just interested in making fucking money.
True. Yeah. Scott, he lives in Hamilton, mate. Waikato. That's where he lives. But he's not there a lot. He's always out on his exploration ship that they go out on looking for minerals and God knows what else they do. Yeah, Hamilton, mate. Nice place. I've been there several times.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he is, and he has a great life. Can't lie.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Aaron said, I followed you earlier, mate, on Insta, but couldn't message you. If it's an open invite, I'll 100% pop on next time, mate, if that's good with you. I don't really put the streams in the chat because I kind of don't know who I'm going to get. So I don't really do that. But, I mean, if you want to get me on Instagram, I don't know if you've offered me a friendship. I don't know. I haven't seen it. So if I had seen it, I would have took it. Is it the same name as what you've got on here? Because if it's different, then I probably would have ignored it. It ain't about nations good doing a favour. It's a government agenda for fuck's sake. UK, Ireland, France, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands and Sweden. Mate, this is honestly, look, I can't even express this anymore. This was always coming, right? Guys, right? I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. Yeah? Because we need to drop a seed that people understand. Watch for the I. The I. Everything you watch from now on, now I've told you, you will notice it. Because symbolism will be their downfall. You always see an I. Cole, I'm going to ask you this. Cole. In Riyadh, what is the symbol that's in the middle for the UFC? That's an I. Illuminati, mate. Trust me. And that's what they're heading for. And they're now heading for a civil war in every single country, which leads to a one world government, which is the Illuminati, which is the I, the all seeing I. And now I've told you, you will see it all the time.
Wow.
Either that or I'm fucking mental. And if I'm mental, then I'm mental. But I see it all the time. So, what can I do?
Fair enough, mate. Fair dues. Can't argue with that.
Like I've just said to Cole, he's seen the Riyadh thing. He's seen the Saudi Arabia, the next UFC. That thing in the middle of the town is an eye. Look at Lord of the Rings. What is Sauron thing? What is that?
It's an eye.
It's an eye.
Mordor.
Trust me. Keep looking. Keep fucking looking, and you'll see it. Symbolism will be their downfall.
Fair dues, man.
You can believe it or you can believe it not. But the seed is there because now you will actually think about it when you see it. But anyway, I was trying to sort of like, I mean, I offered Anthony onto here, but he's obviously still looking for his tractor or whatever. But yeah, and I offered Early Doors on here, but obviously Early Doors has decided that I'm too big for Yeti. I'm not going to be on his channel. I'm too big for him.
He's probably got to get up for work, man. He's at the airport, isn't he?
But you've probably not even thought about it and thought, I'm too big for Yeti. Fuck am I here for? But yeah, I mean, it's been awesome.
Different.
Having the chats and, going through sort of different things and stuff like that. And to be honest, Jez, this is what I created this channel for. It was kind of hidden behind, I mean, look, I love Forest. It's my team. I love them. But it was kind of hidden behind that with the gaming and all that kind of stuff. But I like to talk about real things because a lot of people do these channels which are going to get cut down at some point because you can tell what they're about. Whereas mine, you don't know what mine's about. And you ain't going to sit there and watch 2 hours of mine.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. Unfortunately, as you've alluded to say earlier, if you talk about things that are not to everybody's tastes, then people go against you and try and. I mean, this thing that's happened with another YouTuber about calling another person the N-word. You've got people screaming now, oh, he should be cancelled, this, that, and the other, and whatever. Well, what he said, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. But it's not the first time this guy's got himself in trouble for saying the incorrect sort of, how can I put it, incorrect things. He's a very reactionary type person. And if he gets cancelled for it, well, that's his fault.
My point of view on that, and I'm probably going to get myself in trouble here, but whatever. But, me, I'll always go in. And my point of view on that is maybe the word should be banned and nobody should be using it, if that's the case.
I agree with you. I do agree with you, but you're never going to be able to ban that word.
I'm not a big advocate for banning anything in words or anything like that. But it's like, I think, look, I've said it before and I'll say it again, right? If nobody listened, then listen now, yeah? The only way words get power is if you give them power. If somebody turns around to me and says, you've got no teeth, then I'll just go, yeah, true, whatever. So if somebody actually gives me some shit in the respect of the N-word or whatever, which they won't because I'm white, obviously. But if somebody gives me that, then just stop giving it power. What's his name? The big famous actor, Morgan Freeman, said it. You
Yeah.
know, he said it exactly the same. Just stop giving the word power, and then nobody will use it because there'll be no power in it.
I hear what you're telling me, but I just think it's just been around too long in history, unfortunately, for that to happen.
I think the key there is history, and if we keep repeating the same things, that's history, then we're going to get the same outcomes.
Tell me, at what point have we ever learned from history?
Hmm, I mean, there is, to be honest, and that is
We've
probably
had
by design as well.
we've had two world wars, right, where loads of innocent people died. Yeah, again, I mean, because of somebody trying to gain too much power, and we
Mm.
still have wars. We got them going on now. In Ukraine, got going on in the Middle East. You know, Iran now could possibly get involved because a Hamas guy their leader was killed. We just don't learn. We never learn. So
I don't, I'm just gonna say this right now, yeah, and people can say it exactly whatever way they want to see it, but I don't think there should be any word that can be said by one race of people and not said by any other.
no, I hear you, but there's a lot of words, not just that particular word. There's other words used against other races, and I could make the point that there are certain football clubs out there, right, that are very racist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Of course there is.
There are certain ones that are very, very racist, and we've seen it in recent years. One particular football club in Paris throwing um, black people off a train.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that club, I'm afraid, is a very racist club.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think there's some places and some clubs that are absolutely fucking disgraceful and things like that. But you know, I mean, it's just why I just can't get my head around it because it's like I've had a few issues when I was younger. With so many different races, white, black, whatever, and it's never kind of clouded my vision, because I always look at it like this is I I have so many reasons to hate people and not like people, you know, and colour ain't even in there. It's not even in there. Don't even make the top 10. It don't even make the top 50. I don't like assholes. And assholes come in all different colours and
Yeah,
all different shapes and all different sizes.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to make that like a race thing, then fair play to you. But it's got nothing to do with race. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I don't give a fuck what colour you are.
I think the problem at times is that some people just bitch about this race thing, race card.
Mm,
And let's get it right. There are certain people that are called out, um, and they are black or Asian or whatever. If they get caught out for doing a misdemeanor, they'll call the race card. That,
mm,
unfortunately, that's what angers a lot of people.
of course it does. Of
You've
course it
broken the law,
does.
okay, right? Yet you'll call them. Oh, it's because I'm black, or it's because I'm this, or I'm that. No, it's because you broke the fucking law.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No different to a white man, right, breaking the law.
100%.
A white man isn't going to say to a police officer, "Oh, you're calling me white.
Mm.
I'm a white man." No, it's because you've broken the fucking law.
Yeah, yeah. I
Put
agree
your
with
hands up.
that.
I mean, 24 years ago, 24 years, I got done for drink driving, right?
Yeah,
I did. I broke
yeah.
the law. When I got stopped by the police officers, they said, "Have you
Big
been?"
up, Joanne.
I wasn't going to lie to them. I said, "Yeah, I've had a drink." And they breathalyzed me, arrested me, took me to the station, charged me, whatever, and off I went. I didn't come out with something. Well, why you arrested me? Because I'm white.
Mm.
It's because I broke the law.
Yeah, yeah.
Fact. Yeah, simple as.
Yeah, I think like like Joanne says, there's all good and bad in all races. Of course there is, 100%.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, but I've always said, and I will always maintain, if you're a racist because of one thing that happened to you, you are an uneducated, unintelligent dickhead. I've always said it, and I always will.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. I mean, I've had situations with fucking like let's put it down to brass tacks, right? If I'm walking down the street and I see 20 black guys walking towards me, I'm crossing the road just in case shit kicks off. But at the same point, if I'm walking down the street and I see 20 fucking white guys walking towards me, I'm crossing the fucking road.
Mm,
There's no difference in the situations. There's no difference in the situation. And I think until we learn that, then we're never going to get over this shit. Never.
I'm sad to say, mate, I don't think you ever will.
Uh, don't think the media wants you to because it's a form of division. If they can turn us all against each other, with it colour, race, sex, whatever, then they're happy. Because while you're combating against each other on different things, you're not noticing what them fucking pricks are doing.
Mm.
And that's the whole point. That's what they're doing. They're making us focus on each other. That's why, like, the guy that created the internet and the social media and all this that and the other, he regrets it. Because at the end of the day, that's made it even worse. Because there's so much division. Even turning around and saying, I don't like the new fucking Forest shirt. And I'm getting shit left, right, and centre. Oh, you're homophobic. Because it's pink. I think you're taking notice that it's pink, not me, you fucking dickhead. And that is the thing. This is what they do. They section people out and they fucking pull them apart. Because you know what? You know the reason they do that? You know why the government do that? Because while they're doing that, you're taking notice of who you hate instead of them motherfuckers. And they're the main ones that we should be fucking hating. Because they are the main ones that's making the decisions. They need to fucking realise that we pay you, you fucking cunt, not the opposite fucking way.
Ooh, strong words.
Yeah, it winds me up, man. It winds me up. Do you
Yeah.
think I'm wrong in what I've just said?
I hear you. I mean, as a kid, my school I went to, there was probably, I'd estimate, 55% were black kids,
Mhm.
and probably another 20% were Asian, and the rest were white. Never had a problem. Okay, of course you had scraps and you had fallouts. Of course, that's
Yeah.
it's one of them things. But I also remember there was this one guy in his 20s. He was a black guy, and he was causing all kinds of dramas around the area. And it wasn't the white guys that did him; it was it's the black guys.
Mm.
Got hold of him and beat the fucking living shit out of him.
Yeah.
And they were the
There's
ones.
good bad in everybody.
Actually, you
No
don't
matter
pack
what point.
will fucking kneecap you.
Mm.
And these guys that got him were proper. They weren't nice people, to be honest. They were all right, but they weren't proper nice people. And they basically said, if you don't pack this in, we will kneecap you. And that was it.
Mm.
Job done.
The thing is, I mean, I've been saying it for ages. I'm going to say it again because obviously people aren't listening. If you don't give any power to the words of the racism, then it goes away. If somebody turns around and calls you the N word, just walk away. You know, just don't give it any power. It's only if you give it any power, it gets power. And anybody can clip me up, anybody can say this, that, and the other. But if you do that, then all you're doing is fueling more shit. Yeah? So well done to you. But the fact of the matter is words only have power when you give them power. That's it. 100%.
Absolutely. Anyway, enough of that.
And I will die by that sentiment.
Yeah. Okay, man, I've got to bounce. I've got to be up at proper early in the morning.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
Take the grandson fishing tomorrow. So
Nice.
we've got to get up at 5:30 and get out, see what we can get tomorrow. And yippee doos. There we go.
Yeah, well, I mean, have a good day. Enjoy yourself. Joanne says that when I was at Tesco, I made a stand against racism as there were two people started at Tesco, one Gambian, one Sri Lankan. I walked arm in arm with them in the canteen. Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's just. I've met a lot of people, different fucking races, different colours, and all that kind of stuff. And most of it, I've met loads of people that are awesome. It doesn't make no difference to me.
Mm.
But then I've met a lot of people that are fucking arseholes. You know? Regardless, colour.
Haven't we all?
So, yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck's sake. It's Joe, yeah, we signed cauliflower, and we looks like we're signing that other guy, striker. Well, supposed striker. Apparently, the deal's been agreed. It's just now a matter of what's his name from fucking Sociedad.
Yeah, Marino, innit?
That's him, Mourinho. Yeah.
You know what? I mean, I think like Marino is like a Fabian Ruiz on Wish. Marino's decent, but I think why the first one you had inside was Fabian Ruiz. I mean, you've got to ask the question: why did that one not happen?
I don't think he wanted to come to Arsenal.
Yeah, but why? That's the problem.
Well, there's a million and one questions on that one.
There is.
Personally,
100%.
yeah, Marino, that's it.
Mm.
Apparently, he's off to Marseille, possibly. Joe.
Well, yeah. Where's Eddie Nketiah off to? Is that Marseille?
Yeah, Marseille. Yeah.
So he's off to Marseille as well.
Well, ESR's gone to Fulham today. He's got 27 million, I believe.
I think you're gonna regret that one, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the ESR, but Arteta, he wasn't in Arteta's plans, was he? But, hey, could be another Gnabry, you know?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So we'll see on that. But yeah, I wish him all the best.
100%.
Yes,
Right.
all the best, mate.
Anyway, guys, thank you everybody who's been in the chat. It's been awesome. It's been real. This is what we do in the pub. We just speak real. You know, we don't hide behind anything or anything like that. You know, we'll probably end up being racist by the end of tomorrow and all this kind of stuff. That happens, then I'll take it on. But we'll see how we go. And if you want to call your channel out, Jezza.
Here, it's Arsenal history and more.
Arsenal history and more. So make sure you follow that channel. Obviously, if you can drop me a sub, likes, and all that bollocks, then yeah, all good. And as always, keep it real, keep it yeti. I'll take any fallout that comes along. I don't give a shit. And yeah, just one more thing. 0-0 against Villarreal. We've got the Olympiacos game coming up. And yeah, we're right, guys. So I'll see you later. See you later, guys. Bye bye.